Welcome to Women's Empowerment Matrix. So, we have been in lockdown now for several weeks, and I've been listening very carefully to what the women are saying, to what all of you are saying, and I think we've come to a kind of a turning point with the pandemic and with the way that we are all thinking about it. So the first few weeks we were very much in the mode of being temporary, being in a temporary space. It was like pause had been pressed on life. So we were all in this pause mode, just thinking about this temporary situation of lockdown and how to get through that, making the adjustments that we needed to make, managing it, coping with it, maybe feeling stressed by it, but very much just thinking about the next day and this period of time, sort of in isolation. And I have sensed in the last week or so that that has changed. So people have gone very much more into thinking about the future, the long term, the medium and the long term. And of course these conversations have been there from the beginning, but they've reached a groundswell and something has changed in the air. I can really feel that people are now thinking forward. So something has definitely shifted from that temporary mindset to thinking beyond lockdown. And one of the conversations that is very prevalent is this sense of we are entering a new reality. So in a lot of the spiritual circles, in a lot of the self-development circles, there is a lot of talk about we're entering a new reality. This is a new time. You know, there's this sense of a lot of people are talking about the earth and the biosphere healing, and we can see that, of course. We can see that there is less pollution, and that's having a very immediate and obvious impact. So there's a lot of talk about this new reality, and I've seen a number of spiritual teachers say that we're entering a new era, we're entering a new phase, and it sounds like they're saying that it's done, this is it. But I really don't think that that's the case. This is not by any means a done deal. If we want to create a new harmonious reality, we need to make it happen. We need to take the actions to bring that vision and that desire into reality. So in listening to the conversations, listening to my clients, listening to my students, a lot of them are expressing this desire to create something new. So I'm hearing a lot of people say, I'm really keen to birth a new reality. You know, I want to birth a new way of being. And here's the thing, that you're not alone in that. If you are feeling this sense, this pull to create a new reality on this planet, one that it is more sustainable, more harmonious, and all of those good and uplifting things, you are definitely not alone. There are thousands and thousands of people around the planet who hold that same desire. And I think that's the first tip, the first piece of inspiration that I want to give you. You are not alone in this by any means. So if you ever do feel like, well, I've got this desire, but you feel kind of slightly stuck in it, just remind yourself that you are definitely not alone. I think there are many, many areas in which I've noticed people talking about a new reality. So, of course, the planet is one. You know, people are thinking much more about how to live in a more sustainable way. Should we be traveling less? All of that kind of thing. There's also a lot of conversation around working from home. So people are looking at how to change our work structures and all of the dysfunction that was in the work structures, people staying at the office ridiculously late, getting home late, eating very late, which is very, very bad for your health to eat late. So I've heard a number of people already say, oh, I want this to be the new my new normal. I want this to be my new normal, that I work from home at least 2 or 3 days a week. So a lot of these conversations are happening at the economic level, at the professional level, at the political level. But as well as hearing this strong desire for change, I'm also noticing a hesitation. So a lot of the women who have this incredible desire to birth this new reality also have a kind of a hesitation to actually act. I was speaking to a friend a couple of days ago who had this real passion in her voice about changing the way that schooling happens, right? And then so I suggested, well, maybe you should take this to the teacher, and I'm sure there's a group of parents. If you're thinking this, I'm sure there are others. And that, at that point, as soon as I suggested she take action, that was when she pulled back. So there's this desire, but there's also this hesitation. And that's really why I decided to create this empowerment matrix. A matrix, why a matrix? A matrix is a space, a measured space that holds you. It's a structure in which you can be held so that you feel nourished, so that you have the cocoon around you to connect with your own intuition, with your own vision, so you have a safe space to nurture that and start to manifest it. So that's really what I'm wanting to encourage today for all of you who have this deep desire to create a new nourishing reality. We're going to dive now into a short guided meditation for you to allow that hesitation to dissolve. Because here's one of the things that I know for sure. When women feel nourished, they create. When women feel nourished, they create. The hesitation dissolves. And that is true for men as well. I'm saying women because I have noticed that it's mainly women who are engaging in this conversation. But honestly, it really is beyond gender. When all of us feel nourished, that's when the creativity flows. So we're going to now dive into a short guided meditation to connect you with the power, the Shakti that is innate in your own system. Shakti is a Sanskrit word that means power, energy, vibrance, all of those good things. It's basically your creative force that lives very, very naturally in your body. So you can close your eyes and take a few deep but gentle breaths in and out. A few deep but gentle breaths in and out. Relaxing your body a little more with each out breath. Relaxing your body a little more with each out breath. Now, gather your attention into your belly. Gather your attention into your belly. Gently letting your attention settle into your belly. Keeping your eyes closed so you can stay focused. In your belly. The belly is often known as the second brain. There is plenty of intelligence pulsing in your belly. Become aware of the space in your belly. Become aware of the space in your belly, allowing your attention to settle, explore, and play in that space. Everything you experience is included in the meditation. As you allow your attention to settle into the space of your belly, simply be with everything you experience. Thoughts, sensations, emotions, all of it is included. Mind folded into your belly. Attention folded into your belly. Notice how your belly power feels. Notice how your belly power feels as you connect with this intelligent space. Now slightly deepen your breathing, keeping your attention in your belly. Slightly deepen your breathing. As you deepen your breathing, you make the power in your belly more easily available to you. Breathing enlivens that power. Gently settling into the space of your belly more and more deeply. Gently settling into the space of your belly more and more deeply. Easy contentment. Easy contentment. See if you can bring this quality of easy contentment into your attention. Holding your attention in your belly, bring the quality of easy contentment. You can allow the phrase easy contentment to repeat itself in your awareness. Settling into your belly, easy contentment filling the space of your belly. Everything you experience is included in the meditation. However your body and mind respond to this process, it is all included. Easy contentment filling the space of your belly. Now, allow your mind to wander over the sense that you have of what you want to create in this new reality that we are bringing about. From this space of lockdown, from this space of everything being on pause, from this opportunity to create something new, what is it that you wish to create? What is it that you wish to create? Allow your mind to wander over that question. What is it that you want to create? Now, if you have a very specific idea of what you want to create, relish that specific quality, relish the specifics. Really let your mind get clear on each part and enjoy the specifics. If it's a more general idea or sense, so if it feels a little hazy, a little more unmanifest, relish that. Gently sense into it with your mind, as if you're exploring it. When you have an idea now of what it is that you want to create, draw that idea down into your belly. Using your attention, draw that idea down into your belly and drop it into the space of your belly. And simply be with your experience. As your idea interacts with your belly space, with your belly power, simply be with your experience. Notice everything. It is all included. And the intelligence of your belly might speak in many different ways. So don't edit yourself. Now, you can bring into play a specific question. This question: how shall I move forward with this? Holding your attention in your belly with your idea, bring in this question: how shall I move forward with this? Now bring another question into play. What is the next step? Simply be with your experience, without expectation, without trying to force it. Bring the question in. What is the next step? Simply bring the question in and observe. Wonderful. Now gently allow the question, allow your idea to recede into silence. And you can open your eyes. Now if you want to, you can make a note of what you experienced, particularly if you had any specific insights in how you should move forward and what next steps you can take. Go ahead and make a note of those. So I wanted to give you some tips for the week on how you can continue to be with your vision and continue to manifest your vision, because we need to take action. We need to move it forward. Otherwise, as I said at the beginning, we're in this space of hesitation. You've got the passion and the desire, but if you don't have that focus, if you don't have that consistency, and it can be a very gentle consistency, but you do need the consistency if we really are going to bring this new, wonderful, harmonious future into being. So, here are my tips. The first thing is to use a journal. Okay, journaling is a very powerful tool to allow the thoughts and that thought stream to come out of your mind and onto the page. I am often very surprised, even if I look back at my journal from a few days ago, I'm surprised at what I'd written because I'd forgotten that I'd written it. This is why it's so important to capture those ideas in writing, because when we're in that creative space, this creative space really moves between the unmanifest world and the manifest world. And that's a very soft, ethereal space where things can get lost really easily. So that's why it's important to write them down. So journaling is a tool that I've used for years, and I really recommend that. The second thing is, as you're falling asleep, you can bring your idea or your desire to mind, because in that space between wake and sleep, the larger mind, the fuller spectrum of your mind is very open and available. So if you think about your idea, drop it into your mind as you're going into sleep. That allows the deeper part of your mind, let's call it that, it allows the deeper part of your mind to work on your idea. And very often when you wake up the next morning, you have some real clarity on specific steps to take. So that's a second tip. Bring it to mind before you go to sleep, as you're falling into sleep. And the third tip is for you to meditate on it, even for a couple of minutes a day. Just sit down, and this is something you can do in the morning when the mind is fresh, particularly if you've had ideas from your sleep time. Just sit with it for a couple of minutes. And when I say meditate on it, you can do what we just did, which is to bring the idea into your belly, leave it there, let it play in that very creative, very kind of pulsing, awake space of the belly. And that will allow you to bring more and more clarity into play. Very often what I've noticed is that by doing that practice, that an idea, a next step presents itself from left field, something that I would never have thought of if I hadn't meditated on it. Again, meditation allows you to access that greater field of your mind and of consciousness. So just a couple of minutes a day really helps you with the consistency, it helps you to stay focused, and therefore it allows you to pull your vision from the unmanifest into the manifest. And then the final tip is that you need to start taking the actions as they occur to you, even if they are small actions. And honestly, if big actions feel overwhelming, don't put yourself into overwhelm. Take the small actions, because the small actions really add up. Small, consistent actions are much more productive than doing one wild, large gesture every now and then, okay, which can then feel overwhelming and too much, and then you just give up. So you're not alone in this. You really are not. There are thousands of people around the world who want to use this incredible opportunity, the spiritual opportunity, to create a more harmonious world. So let's make that happen. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll be here again next Monday, same time, with this empowerment matrix. And I'm offering this class on a pay-as-you-wish basis. So I'm going to drop in the comments below a link to my PayPal account. If you would like to make a donation, you're very welcome to do that. I hope you have a wonderful week bringing your vision into reality. Thank you.